Hello everybody, I am your host Winata, and welcome to Week 3 of the Mario Superstar Baseball League. Week 3, this matchup tonight is going to be an interesting one. This is one when I did my original team composition, showing off the schedule and everything, I thought this would have been like one of the most hyped games of, the whole season, but we'll see if that happens, with the Dynasties having a major struggle, going 1-5, and trying to find any form of footing has been a major difficulty, whereas the Explorers just have hit the ground running, and obviously we all know how good they are. First in the league, you've got Donkey Kong, who is captain of the team and is like #1 MVP candidate right now. He's #1 in the top 3 right now with the most, and so there's a chance where they can rewrite some history. Who knows? The Dynasties may be able to pull through, but once again, we just have to see if they can pull anything off. Of course, the strongest thing that they've got going for them is pitching, and interestingly enough, throughout Week 2, Dixie Kong and Bowser Jr. have both led the league in strikeouts, more than their first string, which is very interesting, which is obviously the Captain Peach. But something you may not have expected, but they are, that is the one thing that's going really good for them. Otherwise, their team is just not as strong, it feels like, by comparison, which is unfortunate, but it's just the way it is, it feels like. Let me check this real quick. Okay. Alright, there we go. Anyways. So, with that being said, before we get into that, do I need to explain anything about the Explorers? I mean, top in the league, MVP candidate in DK, but you've also got like Blue Magic Koopa, who I think leads the league in, is it RBIs? Let me check. I think he leads the league in RBIs. Oh no, it's DK that leads the league in RBIs. Whoops. But he does lead the league in outs. That's Blue Magic Koopa on the Explorers. That is what he leads in. But DK looking like Aaron Judge, right? With RBIs, home runs, batting average being the highest between him and Birdo. And yeah, tying home runs with Boomer, obviously. Boomer Bro from the Luigi Vacuums. And also 5th in the league in hits, alongside with Dixie, which I find very interesting. But anyways, with that being said, let's get into game 1. Make sure I get all of my stuff ready to go. And we'll see. We'll go to Peach's Garden first, see if they can implement their strategies better off. Maybe see if they can hit the ground running, or if the Explorers will take it straight from them. But first we're going to do the coin flip, see who gets to bat first. And we're going to do that in 3, 2, 1, go! And it is tails, so DK will be batting first. So we'll be selecting Peach's team first for game 1. And like I've said, I think they just have like the same record, but the opposite. It's 5-1 versus 1-5. Let me make sure one more time for you guys. Yeah, 5-1 versus 1v5. So maybe they'll pull out a win. Who knows? Anything is possible. But as a Dynasties fan, for some people, it's they're just hoping for something. They're the only team in the league right now with only 1 win. They're the lowest seed right now. And it's a crazy thing is because they had a fall of grace. Because they were projected to be #1. They were projected to be possibly better than the Explorers, but here we are. So let's go ahead and get this team set up. Let's see if we can get them in a good spot. Obviously, Peach will be pitching first. Get Red Bones on there. And interestingly enough, Bowser Jr. doing really good on fielding just in general, like not only for strikeouts, but also with just outs, just with fielding. I don't know if he's in the top 5, but I mean, the fact that he is a third string pitcher but was able to do as good as he has been, very commendable to be honest with you. Still has faith in the team, and I greatly respect that. I remember they do this now. Alright, and there's that team going first, and then DK his pitch first, so that will be a very threatening presence for them. We've got PD. Of course, the man himself leading the league in outs with 21, by the way, for 2 games. Well, 6 games, but you get what I mean. Within 2 weeks of play. Okay, and there's game 1. We're gonna go do this. Peach's Garden, and 5 innings as always. Make sure everything's good to go, and we are good to go. Off to the races with these teams. I'm gonna throw this out. Alright. So with the home field advantage for game 1 and knowing that they will be able to do that in game 3, maybe this will give the Dynasties a possibility or an opportunity to get some wins, as you know they've been trying to find their ground. You know, they got absolutely destroyed in previous matches by the Smart Alex, like getting absolutely decimated as Green Shy Guy gets the first out, and Luigi, you know, beating them up pretty good too. Which, to be fair, these are 2 MVP caliber teams, right? MVP caliber players on stacked teams. It feels like. I mean, you went up against the number 2 team and then the number 3 team. Number 3 in the Smart Alex, number 2 in the Vacuums, and now you're going up against the number 1 team. So definitely a rough schedule, especially with how we've figured out how difficult it is for them. But fortunately for them, it'll get easier potentially as they go. It'll ease up at least as they go up against the Speed Stars. They go up against the Vacuums again, but then they go up against the Garlics. So who knows? So definitely a tough schedule for the Dynasties, but maybe they'll be able to find to go through. I mean, you never know. But as we know, in proper Explorers fashion, they're doing what they need to do, and they're like, it doesn't matter if we're home, if we're away, we're gonna get some points on the board. All about their offense, but oddly enough, all about their defense too. I mean, it makes sense because they're number 1. And Petey with a 2-run homer. Jesus. Uh-oh. This ain't looking good for the Dynasties. Uh-oh. So an immediate 2-run homer from Petey, which, boom, there you go. 4-0 just like that for the Explorers. And he got Hammer Bro. Of course, as we know, it's their trademark. The 4 horsemen of batters. Now we're on Famine. And similar to the Smart Alex, they're just using the advantage of that. Like, the Hammer Bro is using the advantage of the bush against the Dynasties. Which is wild because this is where they practice. This is, you know, their domain, but they still are able to get outed by that bush. Going for 2 in a row. Peach is desperately trying to get Pianta out so that they can get out of this cold. But Pianta has one more stand. And she strikes him out. Okay. Good hit from Blue Bones. You gotta admit there. And now third and first are loaded up. And you've got the Out King himself. The fielding man of the hour. Misses a star hit. A clutch strikeout from Peach, just trying to stop that as quick as she can. I wouldn't say as quick as she could, but just trying to tourniquet the bleeding that is the scoring on the Explorer side. Now DK up, a massive threat, able to do those strikeouts very efficiently. I need to check on those stats real quick on strikeouts, see if DK is part of that. And Peach brings in a monster hit to get her probably into second base, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so he's not on... He's not in the top 5. At least on strikeouts. But, I mean, that doesn't matter. He still, does his part very efficiently. I mean, he's already struck out twice. Is he fixing to do it to beat Bowser Jr.? Who knows? That's a good hit from Bowser Jr. and Blue Toad not going for it at all. And now, having a point on the board. A glimmer of hope from the team captains. Green Shy Guy up. Good hit as well. Okay. Okay. It seems the Dynasties could be fed up with all this and might try to see if they can take care of this. And seems that so far that they are, which is great. Alright, now it's Red Koopa's turn. Goes for the banana. Is he going to do it again? Nope. And there you go. Using the bush to their advantage now, finally. Taking a little thing out of the Smart Alex playbook. What really should have been out of their own playbook, though. Red Bones. Can be a pretty good hitter. I say that, and then that happens. But only halfway there, which is not bad. Definitely better than 4 times there. Red Koopa not able to catch that, which was kind of unfortunate. Okay. And he's not going for that. Okay. Alright. One for... And here comes the 4 horsemen. Let's see if Peach will take care of this, lock in, or if that happens. Green Paratroopa. You got him? No, you don't. And that's unfortunate. You hate to see that. And, oh, well, at least you got him out. But, still, still a vital catch for Green Paratroopa, but that did not go as planned. But at least they were able to get Blue Toad out, so now they're only down by 3 instead of 4. So now they're swapping out Peach, going to put her in first base and bring in Green Shy Guy. If I remember right, has done pretty solid. I do know Black Shy Guy off of the Speed Stars has been doing great, but that was also one game. But he did have a 3 ERA for playing majority of the time. And a quick strikeout there. Probably keep his position on the mound, at least for hopefully for these next couple of innings. If they want to secure any type of comeback or lead, potentially. Bringing out the co-captain Dixie. And gets him a star pitch as well. Could make quick work with these dynasties so that they're up to bat and then they can just, do their trademark. Fortunately for them, Yoshi's able to get on board. To get on base. The captain up now, captain v captain. Will he strike her out? And he does. And I've got 2 of the 4 horsemen ready to go. We'll see what Green Shy Guy will do for this. Oh! Well, Green Oki is there, right? There you go. The number 1, by the way, the number 1 overall pick. If I'd, if I were to remind you, and Yellow Pianta. Oh! Is that? No, it's probably just hit the wall. That was still a good hit. Enough for Pianta to get maybe a triple? Nope. Probably shouldn't have ran that, but I mean enough for Pianta to get a double just like that. Really nice. And Blue Bones is able to slap it right on his head, it looked like, to get to first base. 2 outs to go. Did you say 2 outs to go? 1 more out to go. 2 outs on the board. Will the Magic Koopas play the same as the Smart Alex Magic Koopas on opening week? It does not look like it, as Yoshi almost fumbled that, and I was about to scream, but that did not happen. he was able to compose himself and catch it, fortunately, or that would have been bad news for the Dynasties. Almost thought DK was going to make quick work of Green Paratroopa, but Green Paratroopa leading the league in hits, by the way. Able to get on base. But Dixie right there on that one. Alright, Green Shy Guy up now. And just enough of a arc on it to where it wasn't able to get out, but I was surprised by that. I know the Dynasties want their revenge so bad after, now that's the whole narrative with the Dynasties, the fall of grace, the feeling of Icarus, and that doesn't help either. But feeling like Icarus, having such, flying maybe a little too close to the sun, or just not being what they thought they were. Hit him right in his teeth. Is that enough for a possible double? Green Shot Guy's going for it, so maybe. What? What just happened? I mean, they still scored, but whoa, that was... Wow. I did not... I've never seen that before. And Bowser Jr. coming up today. Everyone's getting a little piece of an out, which for the Dynasty, that's pretty good. Alright, now you're back to the 4 horsemen. May try to walk him. Who knows? Nope. He just punches it right there. Mike Tyson's it into the right into the middle and just goes right for it. PD up now. Which, by the way, Vacuum's PD has really showed himself. I mean, it went from a situation from like where I didn't know what was going to happen, and now stuff like that is coming up. Where obviously not a home run because of the gate being where it's at, but very well could have been. But still a good hit. I think I understand why a lot of people only do Mario Stadium because of that, but that's besides the point. It makes the fun of it more interesting. But that being said, now they're doubled. The Explorers just doing their thing. A very casual stroll, it feels like. You know, we're just casually just cop another win. In the meantime, let's look at their schedule real quick. I mean, it doesn't matter because they're so dominant, it feels like. But who knows? They did lose one game against the Speedstars, who had a really good game against them. But obviously only one. It was only one of those. I think it was game 2. But they go up against the Models, then the Garlics, then the Speedstars. Again, they have a rematch in week 6. A nice catch from Red Koopa on that one for sure. That was a really clutch catch. Maybe end the madness. Hopefully, at least. For them. And everyone is just getting a piece of that pie. That is something else. In a good way, obviously. But so, in week 7, they go up against the Flames. Then they have a rematch with the Dynasties. Well, they have a rematch with the Flames at week 7. But that being said, and then they finally go up against the Vacuums in week 9. And then they close out with a rematch against the Models at week 10. So, doesn't feel that difficult of a schedule, especially for these guys, but you never know, you may have a Game 2 Speedstars moment. Speaking of Speedstars, at least the non-captain, Yoshi, up to bat now. And get struck out just like that. Good hit from Peach. Maybe get a double out of that. Dixie may go for it because she's fast enough. Blue Bones has enough of an arm. Unfortunate. It's a scoreless inning for the Dynasties, and it's now or never for the Dynasties. At least for game 1. You know, the Explorers just coming in and doing what they normally know what to do. Hit the ball and strike out and play a lot of defense. Don't have any hiccups. But, you know, it kind of makes sense because, I mean, with both of these teams, they kind of regress when it comes to their pitching staff. But it feels almost guaranteed for DK to be doing something good on game 1, right? And so because obviously he starts at game 1, so... But it doesn't matter. They're doing their Explorer cycle right now. And now you got the 4 Horsemen up to bat. A little dinky hit, but that's enough for Yoshi to, you know, just catch it like that. And now 9-3. There is a possibility of, and just a little pop right there, and now double digits for the Explorers, and they're still only halfway there. Imagine if they get a grand slam right now, hammer bro. No, but they're gonna get a pop out, and that's enough for her to get stunned. They're all going, well, all except PD. DK is gonna go for it. And now they're swapping out Green Shy Guy with... They're bringing in their third string. They're bringing in Bowser Jr., who, to be fair, has fared well for them. Is definitely the best part on their team. Him and Dixie in tandem. being the best part of this team. Is there a possibility of mercy? I mean, maybe. He misses that catch! Very reminiscent of, well, Dixie gets something, but that's very reminiscent of the clutch moment against the Vacuums and week 2, where Green Paratroopa missed that catch that was so vital to their success. Being able to maybe get a game off of them at least that go around, and they didn't. And it all fumbled in because of that game. And Yoshi just kind of gives up at this moment because they know that they are cooked at this point. Mind you, they are at a possibility of getting double digits in one inning. And they just did. Double digits in one inning. They started off 6-3. They just keep on hitting and keep on hitting. Greenoki finally putting a stop to at least a portion of it. But the 17-3! Oh god. This team needs some help, man. There's got to be some trade talks or something for the Dynasties. Possibly, who knows? But this ain't it. That would have been a home run too, by the way. Possibly. But with Greenoki just doing what she can. I mean, there's not more that she can do, obviously, but cheese us. Whew. Is that enough to home it? No. But good God. Alright, 11 in one inning. Let's see if y'all can get that and then some. Can y'all get 15 in one go? I mean, you got your league leader in hits, or the league leader in hits. But Pianta, yeah, just like that. Alright, Bowser Jr. up now. It's only a foul, man. Jeez. Y'all are going out this way. At least at home, too. At home? Come on, Dynasties. Y'all gotta get your stuff together. I cannot believe this. I mean, that's the game. Up by 15 points. The Explorers take this. They take game 1. I mean, pretty expected, honestly. I mean, number 1 team in the league. MVP candidates all across the roster, it feels like. And yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I think the big thing here is, what is his ERA? We'll get to that at some point, but it'd be nice to know what is his ERA. But we'll get to that. Alright, so the Explorers, obviously, they're just, you know, they went out and did what they know best, to score and not let them have the ball nearly as much. You know, just swing away and then make them not swing. That was the name of the game, basically, and they did exactly that. Run those bases and let the other team do fuck all. So, I'm going to go through these just for me later on. Me in post. Right. Which, by the way, by comparison, 11-3, 28-18 with 1 on that stage too. So that was a 5. But I mean, for this is like, you know, if you don't know, at least in pro baseball, an ERA of 3 is like, you know, you're in the tops of the leagues, or like you're, you know, that's like your starting pitcher ERA. And him at a 5, for it being Mario Baseball with 5 innings, not even 7 or 9, uh, pretty amazing. Right? 8 strikeouts. What did everyone else get as a team? 3. 18 runs allowed with 3. And wow, over double the amount of hits allowed. And they used more specials too. That's insane. Which Peach used 2 in a row at one point, and that did nothing. Alright, back to game 2, and now of course we're going to be at the Donkey Kong jungle, but who gets to bat first? DK heads, Peach tails. We're going to flip the coin in 3, 2, 1. Whoops. Let's flip that one more time so when I catch it in 3, 2, 1. And it is heads, which means DK gets the bat first once again. So let me take care of this, take care of that. Alright. Same business as last time. Whoa! No, 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 no. There you go. Green para, boom, and then you're going to catch her. Actually, no, you actually go to second base because of PD. Oh, this will be fun. I mean, just like how it was. Actually, I don't know if this has ever happened yet, but it has now. Dixie versus Dixie. This was something that I had also talked about, I want to say, during the schedule. Or at least there's a chance of that, of me actually talking about that. But that is so wild. Alright. On to game 2, up at the DK jungle. And once again, the Explorers just, you know, going first once again. They're just gonna probably cook, I bet. Alright, but who knows? They may redeem themselves. They may have to be away. Who knows for the Dynasties? But what I do know is it is a Dixie versus Dixie matchup. And I find that really cool. See who's the better pitcher, at least in this game. Starting off strong, at least for the Explorers. Just, you know, getting that easy little first base in. And that's another thing to point out for them, is just consistency for the most part. It's immaculate. At least when it comes to batting. Like, batting for sure. But defense, to an extent, even then as well. Alright, good double play for them. A step in the right direction. Alright, let's see if Dynasties Dixie can get this over with. Or if it'll be the field that takes over. But before any of that happens, they're going to score their first point. We're not going without our point. Alright? That is what the Explorers basically say every game, it feels like. And that's fair. They're a freight train, might even a crazy train, when it comes to scoring. I actually have not run the stats on who has made the most scoring wise, but I would not be surprised if it was like, if it wasn't just like this. Number 1, the Explorers. Number 2, the Vacuums. Number 3, the Smart Alex, or maybe even the other way around. But it feels like the Explorers will be number 1 by far. Petey was actually able to find a way to get into home like that. Even with Bowser Jr. Star, it wasn't enough. Man, Explorers Petey. It's different, it feels like. Which Vacuums Petey hits different, as he really pulled through in week 3 against the Smart Alex. He really finally showed, why he's on that roster. Put some MVP-like numbers on there, I will say. Definitely a highlight in that matchup. And good hit from Yellow Pianta, getting him 4-0 just like that. The Dynasties really need to try to figure something out. They're either going to try to get this game over with so that they can go back home, or I feel like they really need to try the strategy of just trying away. Because it may work. Who knows? Maybe their home stadium is a curse to them. I honestly don't know. Which, to be fair, their first win was back at home. Would that be the fastest? That is the fastest someone has clocked out. Well, I think we already know who's the better pitcher, and she didn't even have to start yet. She's just running to home casually. She's like, I already know who's the better Dixie. Are you kidding me? I'm offended you think of that as a question. And it's valid. That must have been a 9.999 ERA. Which is, it just feels bad for the Dynasties, but who knows? Maybe once week 5 or week 6 comes around, they may try to be making some big plays. Potentially, who knows? But unfortunately, that also means they would have to give up a lot to get a lot. And Yoshi finally putting an end to the crazy train of the Explorers. DK just like that, he's impactful, whether on the mound or on the field. Just showing that just off the rip. Missed catch from Green Magic Cooper, which is kind of surprising, but you know what? Maybe that might have been the baseball gods being like, "Have this one, Captain. You can have this one. It's okay." And that's kind of the crazy thing is like the pitching staff on the Dynasty side has flashes of success. Because they definitely had that against the Vacuums. It was like tight knit, and they're the second best team in the league. Which to be fair, this is also the best team in the league. So you will need to see something like against the Speed Stars, or maybe even against the Models, just to see, or even against the Garlics. Like within these next couple of weeks, just see before we get into the trade deadline, which is around week 6. Yeah, around week 6 is the trade deadline. And they finally got their first point on the board. Have some form of confidence to them, which is good. Bowser, you're not going for it yet. Trying to play it strategic, despite, you know, you would think he would just go desperate, which he doesn't, which is good because he's trying to play it smart regardless. He's not trying to get it in over his head, and it shows what type of team player he is and why, you know, of all of the struggles that the Dynasties have, you would want to keep someone like Bowser Jr. A good facilitator, you know, good team player, but also being able to actually walk the walk as well with strikeouts, as well as some hits, you know, having MVP on his to his name as well against the Vacuums. And Petey with the big hit. Is he going to do it again? It's only for himself. It's not a 2-runner, but the only home run fella right now. The only one to hit the home runs. The only one to hit a home run so far this week, at least with with these two teams, he's been the only one, which is fine. I mean, he's got two to his name. Amabrola with a nice hit. Noki not being able to catch that though. And Yellow Pianza with a big hit as well. Is that going to be enough? I mean, the 4 batting horsemen of this team. I mean, that's the highlight of this team. And, well, they're just showing why they're the best. Alright. And Bowser not being able to catch that as well. 9-2, just repeating history, it feels like. Just going through the same timeline, and every time the Explorers win, like it feels like. Which, I mean, that's true, that's just what it is. But the Explorers really going through, you know, they're just doing their thing, just slinging them, batting it up, doing it at the right spot, and even going for the risks that are rewarded. Going for the risks, and it works out, which is, you know, it shows why best team in the league, obviously. I can't state that enough. And safe, just like that. And yeah, we're only in the 2nd inning, and it's like that. I mean, they kicked off a pitch here. Alright. Back to this rotation. But the good thing for the Dynasties is that at least they have 1 out left to go. But it ain't going to happen this go around, as they will score 2 more points and they get just a quick double like that. Just quick and casual. Now they're swapping out him again. Who are they going to bring in now? They're bringing in Green Noki again. Number 1 overall pick. Maybe that'll help. Maybe the fact that they got the number 1 overall pick. Which, now that I'm realizing it, although they were all formulated at the same time, as PD goes for a 3rd home run just casually. Jesus Oh man, that is. All right. Well, you know who's gonna be on the thumbnail once again. 3 home runs, 2 in 1 game. The only one to have gotten a home run uh, in this set of matchups. And watch this. They're going to do this for maybe. What do you think? If I were a betting man, and sometimes I can be, but not with real money, I would say this will take, yeah, about like 2 minutes, and then it's gonna be the Explorers' turn again, and they're gonna go for another 4 or 5 minutes of just scoring. But yeah, like what I was saying with #1 overall pick, I mean, they might have gotten that for a reason. They might have been a wolf in sheep's clothing, where they really weren't what you thought they were. Where they might have been the #1 team only just because of draft pick, but in reality, they were the worst team in the league because they needed that #1 draft pick. They got it based off lottery, which, like I said, this is the first season of this, but it kind of feels like that, where it's like they were the worst team. I don't know by default, but by performance for sure. And so they had that #1 overall pick. And it's not, of course, it's not going good for them. And just like that, a mercy. In the 2nd inning! What? A mercy in the 2nd inning is wild. Only the Explorers could do something like that. Yeah. MVP. Show him again. PD. Yeah. 2 home runs. And probably, I don't know, probably 100%. Yeah. Yeah. A 3 for 3 on that. Oh, man. Batting average. Ooh. Well. Hey, good on the Explorers. That's all I can say. I mean, they're just doing what they're doing. And they're just further and further away. Referring to the Dynasties, they're just further and further away from what we thought that they were. And it's very mind-boggling, I will say. Mind-boggling is probably the best way to put it. And that's the thing, is Dixie only had a 9, but the offense, they just kept on going, and PD kept on getting home runs, it felt like. And you had those 4 up to bat, and it was just over after the 2nd inning. It only took 2 innings for them to win a game. That is the fastest I want to say that a game has won. I swear to God. They just keep writing the history books, which I know it's very small because we just started this. But in week 3, they're already doing stuff like this, where it's like, I don't think this could be broken. If you had a full season, I don't think that could be broken. I don't think that could be broken. They literally 69'd the Peach Dynasties. That is insanity. They're foul for that, but they won fair and square, and they literally destroyed them. Like, literally 69 them, which is fucking crazy to say, but here we are. This brings back to, like, the old Donkey Kong games where he just keeps on capturing the princess, and I wouldn't, maybe not that, but keeps on just, showing his dominance and on the baseball field. Like, it's ridiculous. But congratulations to the Explorers. Congratulations to PD. He really showed off that go around, and it seems that the PDs are finally finding themselves again. Like, not only was it Explorers PD, but also the Speedstars. The SXP stars, I meant the vacuums. Vacuums, PD went insane. Let me check one more time. Yeah. Oh yeah, because there's DK. Of course, that's their carry, or not their carry, but like their big boy is DK. All right. So we're going back to Peach's Palace, and we'll see Peach's Garden. We'll see if they can get one win. They may do like what they did against the Vacuums. Just one win is good enough for us. But we'll have to see once we do this coin toss once again for the final match for Week 3. Dynasties Explorers kind of went the way so far that I've expected, but we'll see if they can turn it around and put it upside down. I don't know. But we're gonna flip the coin in 3, 2, 1. And heads. So Peach will finally bat first. So we will formulate. That is not who we're not dealing with the flames. It's Explorers. And so you're going back here. Let's take a quick look. One more time. Yep. Whoops. Actually, my nose. Yeah, this will be a big game for Best Jr. as well, because the last time that he started, like the last time he started and they were at Peach's Palace, he won and won MVP. So there is a chance they may be able to get something out of it. But once again, that's only for speculation, as I get the wrong shot. That's only for speculation. We won't know until they're actually on the field. And off to the races for the final matchup. Going at game 3. Alright. Luto with a good hit. Or, whoa. Good catch. And quick little out for DK. And just like that. And he does that on him. And we know that Yellow Pianta is a demon on the Explorers, especially when they went up against the Speedstars, showing how he was offended with DK being on Yoshi's team to the point where he absolutely embarrassed him on Game 3. And so we know what he's capable of. So will he? But the thing is, will he be capable in this match? Who knows? There's a chance, but I don't know. Quick little strikeout just like that. Another easy strikeout for Yellow Pianta. DK not catching that. And just like that, 3 strikeouts on his own on that inning. No field necessary, it feels like. Or very little. He said, I will carry this, even though I don't really need to, but just to show how much depth we have. Here we go. Now Bowser Jr. starting his first gauntlet. And you know what? It went pretty good for him. As Rotocupa goes and gets the catch, and almost struck him out. But he goes for the catch, and is able to get him out with Green Shy Guy's help. And good with Peach as well. A little bit more toe-to-toe. That's out of there. No castle wall necessary. No cheating tactics with that wall. Hammer Bro said, get that out of there. Sorry if I hesitated. That was my brain farting big time. But on the roof, out of the park, essentially. Get the hell out of here with that. But Hammer Bro only having the only success, at least on that go around. But who knows? They very well could. There's a possibility that they could do their own thing there. Alright, Yoshi up now. Struck him out. So something very interesting, Yellow Pianta really stacking up the strikeouts. He'll probably, I would assume, at least once Week 3's stats hits, as Bowser Jr. hits a faulty star hit. And he's really stacking up those strikeouts. I mean, in just this one game, that puts him at least in the top 5 in strikeouts, at least so far. Really quick on that. Who leads the league in strikeouts is actually Daisy off of the Wario Garlics with 11. And then tied with second is Yoshi Speedstars DK as well as Flames Bowser. Tied for fourth, there's a 3-way tie so far with 7. And that's 2 of them are Peach Dynasties. which is Bowser Jr. and Dixie Kong was 7, and then Garlic's Mario also was 7. And so in just that game, that kind of buffed him to where he's guaranteed top 5 already if we're doing what he has so far. But I wouldn't be surprised if he had, you know, a couple more from the other 2 weeks. And now bases loaded just like that. And who we have up now? Blue Bones, right before he's the... Never mind. Alright, coming in with the star pitch this go around. It still doesn't work, but luckily Peach is there to save it. Alright, with 1 out left to go. Much more of a defensive game, I will say, so far, which is, you know, good for the Dynasties, and it's just typical for the Explorers. Now they're up by 2, but nothing that shouldn't be, you know, it shouldn't be difficult to manage. It should be manageable. But now, scary hours as DK hits his own little banana toss, and that'll get them to at least 3. Good hit from DK. You gotta be, I mean, yeah. You have to admit on that one, that was just a good hit. Not enough to do there. Now you got Petey. Is Yoshi there to stop it, though? He is. Only, you know, this is a much more manageable number. Wow. A much more manageable number, which is 3. But with Yellow Pianta on the ripper he is so far, he might just not have them do that whatsoever. And so now he is guaranteed number 4. Good little falter on defense, at least for the Dynasty's sake. Keeping it safe. They're not going to try to overextend. They don't really... They shouldn't try to, at least. Have to play smarter. And as I say that, they get cooked on a good double play. And an immediate double from Hammer Bro, the same guy that put it all the way to the roof. And now you have the Yellow Pianta. The absolute demon of a pitcher, by the way. He completely shut out DK, like Speedstars DK, who was having a ripper whenever they played against each other, but then he just completely shut him out. And he's doing the same just to the whole team this go around. Hammer Bro in third base. Possibility to get it up by 4 now instead of up by 3. And just that. Just exactly that. Alright, final inning with these two. Definitely one that it's been difficult for me to commentate on just because of how one-sided it feels. But regardless, I hope you guys have still enjoyed this regardless. And so with that pitch, Perfect hit from the number 1 overall pick. Can't be mad at that. But regardless, oh, she's still in the base. Safe too. Okay. Okay. Regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Despite the way I sound, I have enjoyed it. It's just, it's pretty one-sided. But you get that. You get blowouts, but, and I don't like to pick sides, but, sometimes you like to root for the underdog. You kind of want to see, that's why the Birdo models exist, and look at where they are. And so, and they're going up, let's see, who are they going up against? Let's look at there real quick. Wow, they have one more chance to get something before this game is over. Models, they go up against the Garlics, so they have a fighting chance. Bowser Jr. and yeah. Oh, actually, that's a fair ball. Okay, they get a point on the board. That's something. Good job, Bowser Jr. Putting the team on his back when Peach, unfortunately, can't, or not as effectively. I don't know. They may need a rebranding. Who knows? I don't know. It's only 3 weeks. You can't get them too bad, but they are halfway there. Bon Jovi, whoa-oh. But will they be living on a prayer after this, or will they be dead or alive? Or will they be wanted by another team as big assets go to other teams because it ain't working out here? But as I say that, bases are loaded. As the amount of shit I am talking, bases are loaded, but this is a big situation right here. Big hit, but Dixie's right there. Dixie's right there with the clutch catch, and that's the game. Bases were loaded. That was the best chance that they had, to have something go. But Dixie was there right on time. Clutch it out. Relatively close. As the Dynasties defense did pretty good, but, Yellow Pianta was on demon mode still. Who's MVP? I want to say Pianta. Yeah. And so there is that one. So of essentially 2 mercies. Well, second inning mercy, and then just not able to catch up. Tough set of games for these for this roster. It's unfortunate, but it happens. It also just happens when you go up against this team, and this man has a 3.6 ERA. So, what does he have his ERA ranked? He might. There's a chance that Yellow Piana might have a ranking on ERAs, and yeah, second in the league with a 5.40, and then you know who's third? It is DK at third with a 6.62, Yellow Pianta with a 5.4, and then of course Black Shy Guy with a 3.86. But with this 3.6, and then if they play another game, if the Speed Stars go up against, I want to say the Flames, and if that changes any, there's a chance that you have a new ERA king. And then of course there is a 3-way tie for fourth with Garlic's Mario, Flames Bowser, and Vacuum's Red Shy Guy. But, whew, some crazy stuff. Yeah, 7 strikeouts in one game. That is very good. And then of course 2 home runs, really 3 in total for PD. And the amount of strikeouts and shutouts that DK has had, I mean, dominance. And this week they really haven't had too many outs this go around. But anyways, with that being said, Um, let's see. Next time that you tune in, it will be the Speed Stars versus the Flames, as well as the Models versus the Garlics. Tune in for those. I'll be really excited to see those. And with that being said, this has been your host, Winata, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.